Hi, I'm Nina, and thank you for joining me for another chair yoga video. In today's class, we're going to be doing some bilateral and cross crawl movements. And anytime we do that, we help to build that integration between body, mind, and spirit. We create new connections between the hemispheres of the brain, and that's all good for us, helping us to become more resilient so that we can become more responsive to the changes in the world around us. So grab your chair. Let's get started. We'll get started in our chair, and we're going to move all the way back and bring our feet to the floor or the block. We want to have our feet connected to the earth. Let's turn the palms down and let's sit up tall. And just bring your attention to the breath. Notice it as it enters and leaves the body. And do what you can right now to slow it down and lengthen it. And if it feels okay for you, soften or close your eyes. And then take a moment to notice how the physical body feels. Return your attention to the breath. Notice what it's like to breathe this slowly. And then bring your right palm to heart center, put left palm on top of that, and take a moment to set an intention for this practice. It might be the word resilient, or it might be anything else that's important to you today. And then we'll release those hands back down into the lap. And we're going to move forward to the edge of our chair. So I'm going to push that block out of the way, scooch to the edge of my chair, putting my feet onto the earth now. I'm connected to the earth. I can push into the feet to allow myself to sit up taller. And just take a few breaths here, feeling this length in the spine. Maybe the inhale can allow you to sit a little bit taller. And then on our next inhale, we're going to take those arms wide, a gesture of welcoming. This will be our inhale. As we exhale, let's take that left hand across to right shoulder. So a very soft twist in the mid to upper back. I'm going to keep my head between those collarbones and just take this gentle twist. My back hand just resting down alongside the body. Next inhale, let's go wide again in that welcoming gesture. And exhale, take it the other way. Right hand across to left shoulder. Left hand just drops. I'm sitting up tall. I have this nice twist. My head is neutral. Now, let's move with the breath. So we inhale wide. Exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale. Other side. Follow your breath. We'll do one more on each side. Now come back to that welcoming gesture. Let the shoulders drop down from the ears in case you've hunched up. Sit up a little taller. We'll inhale here, and as we exhale, let's take that left arm up and over, a little side body stretch. Stay here, breathing into the left side. expanding into the rib cage and contracting. Next inhale, take the arms wide, and exhale, take it the other way. And now we'll move with the breath from there. So inhale wide, exhale, lean right. Inhale, center, exhale, lean left. Moving at your speed, your breath. It might be a little faster or slower than mine, and that's okay. And the next time that we come through center, through that welcoming gesture, we'll pause here and float the hands down to the lap. Take a loop or two with those shoulders. Notice how the body feels. A little bit of movement in the spine. Okay, moving from here, let's make some fists, soft fists, and we're gonna cross the wrists in front of the body. So think Wonder Woman, right? Let's cross in front of the heart. As we inhale, we're gonna open those elbows into a cactus. Perhaps lift the chin, lift the chest. So this comes into the upper back. As we exhale, we're gonna come back to that Wonder Woman cross, different wrist on top. So it's gonna require a little bit of thinking to keep alternating those wrists, but that's a good thing. That's what we wanna do. That's where the integration happens. So we inhale, open. Perhaps there's a little crescent shape in the upper back. Exhale, come back. You can drop the chin at this point. So we're crossing these wrists in front of heart center. We're coming into that cactus arm when we open. And we're thinking about that power of Wonder Woman. The next time that those elbows are wide, stay here. Keep the heart lifted if you like. Straighten the fingers. You can turn the palms to face each other. Let the shoulders be down from the ears. We don't want to be in that hunch. Notice where the shoulder blades are on the back. And take 2 more breaths here. And then float those hands back down to your lap. Take a loop with those shoulders. Notice how things feel in the upper back, the head, the neck. We'll bring our hands to our lap. Palms down. And let's inhale, arch the back now. Coming into that cow pose, but now it's the whole spine involved. Exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, drop the chin, coming into cat. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, empty. Do it again. And then return to our neutral spine, pushing into the feet, pushing into the sitting bones, standing up tall. Okay, we're gonna do that cat-cow again, but we're gonna add 1 arm at a time coming into a cactus. So let's think about how we're gonna do this. Let's sit up tall here. Let's inhale right here. Exhale, round. Take it to your cat pose. Inhale, come to that arch. Let's lift up left arm, cactus arm. Exhale, bring that arm down, round the spine. Inhale, arch the back. Now it's right hand, coming to cactus. And exhale. So just 1 arm at a time. We're alternating. Tying the movement to the breath. There's a lot of stuff happening here. We'll do 1 more on each side. And then just for funsies, let's do both hands. So lift up into that arch, bring both hands up to cactus. Exhale, bring them back down, drop the chin, round the spine. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale, 1 last one, just like that. Bring those hands back down. Cross your shoulders. Circle your shoulders. Pick up the heels. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to move into sun breaths. And when we do our sun breaths, in general, we circle and sweep the arms up, and then we float them down. Today, I'd like us to try taking the arms up. You can keep those fingers straight and crossing at the wrists at the top. And you know we're going to alternate. So, sitting at the edge of your chair, feet are firmly planted on the ground. So we've got this wonderfully tall spine. The inhale will take those arms up. Elbows can be bent, it's fine. This is where we come to the cross. The exhale is going to float them back down. We're going to do that again. Alternate which hand's on top. Inhale, arms cross at the top. Exhale, float them back down. And it's okay if it's a little like, oh, I'm thinking too much, or I don't like that I have to think this much. It's supposed to be a little bit of work for your brain here. That's what we're doing today. So this is good. Let's do 2 more breaths. And then let's bring those hands back down to the lap. Take a loop with those shoulders. Fill up the belly. Come to that cow pose again. And then exhale, empty. Come into that cat, dropping the chin, rounding the spine. And let's come back to neutral. And we're going to make our way to standing now. When we come to standing, we want to make sure our space is clear and that the floor around us is clear so that we don't have any tripping hazards. So I picked up my block, I've pushed my chair off to the side. There we go. And now let's find our Tadasana. If balance is an issue today, you can keep that wall real close behind you. You can keep the chair next to you as well or in front of you. So don't worry, we have lots of options. But we're going to come to Tadasana with our feet parallel and my feet are about a little wider than 1 fist apart. Stand up tall, let the shoulders come down from the ears. This is our mountain pose Tadasana. And we're going to just do a little shifting. Just shift a little bit side to side and then let's go front and back. So let's shift to the front, shift to the back. Now, we want to shift just so that we notice, oh, all my weight's in my toes, or oh, all my weight's in my heels. We don't want anyone to fall. We just want to experiment and explore. And notice how you feel when you start to go too far forward or too far back. What kind of feeling does it give you? Is it excitement? Is it fear? It doesn't matter what your answer is. Just think about it. And I notice that when I go too far forward, my toes grip, and sometimes my hands grip as well. And then I have that sense of coming back onto my heels like, I'm not going to fall. And then just pause and come back to center. Find the middle. And maybe from here you can stand up taller. And now we're going to shift side to side. Now, as we shift side to side, I don't want you to lift up either foot. I want both feet to be touching the floor at all times, but you'll notice the weight is what's shifting. So even though I'm all the way over here, this foot is still all the way on the floor. Keeps me safe, gives me something to think about here. And just go as far as you can comfortably. Notice how it makes you feel to be so unbalanced. And then come back to center. Notice how that feels. Let's bring our hands to our hips. We're going to soften into our knees. And we're just going to make some tiny circles with the hips. Tiny circles. So be kind to your back. My knees are soft. I'm making some circles. And then once you've done, let's say 4 or 5 circles in one direction, we're going to pause and we're going to go in the other direction. Notice that my knees are bending, right? I'm doing this. It's a whole body thing. You even see my upper body moving a little bit too. And everything's connected, so that makes perfect sense. So once we've done 5 circles on this side, we'll pause again and come back to that center. Now, how do things feel? Do we feel super aligned now, really in the middle? Because we're going to play with that. So take a little wider stance. Now, these are my hip bones. My feet are just slightly wider than that. I'm going to bring my hands back to my hips. And we're going to make figure 8s with hips. So let's think about this. Right hip going out and back. And then left hip forward, out, back. So now the reason I've got my hands on my hips is because this is a lot easier to do if I'm not adding in my hands. My knees are bending one at a time. And then if you feel like, hey, I got this, do that welcoming gesture. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my yoga class. Whatever it is. So we got one hip doing one thing, one arm doing one thing. We're going front and back. The top of the body is doing different things from the bottom of the body. And now let's stop. Bring the hands back to the hips. Come back to center. And you know we're going to turn it around. So let's think, because this takes some thinking. This time, let's take that right hip back, out, forward, and to center. And then left hip. So now the hips are moving the opposite of the way they were before. If you need to keep your hands on your hips, that's fine. If you want to move to that, welcome to my home, welcome to my yoga class, whatever it is, I'm going to kind of do some lazy figure 8s here with my arms. Notice how this feels. Notice how it feels to you in your head. Are you thinking too much? If it's too much, let it go. But that's what we're trying to work with today. Integrating both sides of the brain, integrating mind and body. And then we'll just slow things down and bring everything back to center. And notice how that feels. Okay, we're going to move to our warrior 1s now. And for my warrior 1 today, I can stand behind the chair and use that chair to help support me if I'd like. I'm going to face you just so you can see things a little clearer, but you can always keep that chair in front of you. And I would say, if you're going to keep that chair in front of you and need to hold on, that's fine. I can cue. We're gonna come to those Wonder Woman fists, those alternating Wonder Woman fists. If you're only using one hand, that's fine. You don't need to alternate, but cross the hand across the body. Okay, so in our warrior 1, our front knee is bent. And let's pay attention to how that knee bends. We want it to track over toes 2 and 3 of that front foot. Our hips are pretty square to the front. I have room for my hips. You can see that my feet are parallel, not in one line. I'm not on a balance beam. So let's straighten the front leg. Let's come to Wonder Woman fists here. Now, as we inhale, we're going to bend the front knee, open into that little crescent shape, upper back, and then exhale. Straighten the leg. Do the cross the other way. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross. Now, the next time that the elbows are wide, let's stay here. Let's straighten the fingers and turn the palms to face each other. This is our warrior 1. You can keep your hands here or you can straighten them. You decide where you want to be in this warrior 1 today. Thinking about heart center reaching forward, the gaze is lifted. Your hand might be on the chair, that's fine. Breathe here. And then bring those hands back to your heart center or to that chair. If it's in front of you, step forward. Now, this is a chance for integration. Pause right now and notice how the body feels. Notice differences one side to the other. Does that back leg feel different than the one that was in the front? What about the arms? We'll do the other side now. So we've got that left foot forward, that right foot back. The heel is down. My front knee is going to bend and straighten, so I want to make sure I have room for that. I want to make sure that my knee doesn't go past that ankle. I want to keep this knee safe. So once we're ready there, let's come to our Wonder Woman cross. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend the knee, lift the heart. Move with your breath. And the next time that the elbows are wide, stay here. Release the fingers, turn the palms to face each other. The gaze is lifted, the arms might lift. You decide where your arms go. And then bring those hands back to heart, back to the chair, whatever it is. Step forward. Pause here, notice how things feel. Okay, and now we're going to move to Warrior Two. And for this practice today, I'm going to use the wall for support if I need balance support. So I'm pretty darn close to the wall. I can lie back on it if I need to, right? So let's take our feet wide. It's a comfortable wide. It's not a, oh my goodness, I'm going to fall wide. Toes are straight ahead, and then we'll take those right toes out to the side. So they're pointing that way right now. My back toes are going to come in just a little bit. When I bend my front knee, it goes over the front ankle, tracking over toes 2 and 3. So I don't want to say, oh, let's keep those hips really wide and open, because some of us have hips that won't go that way. So I want your hips to be comfortable. That might mean that back hip turns in a little bit. All good, right? We're listening to our bodies. When you're ready, add your arms for Warrior Two. I got some funky shadows going here today, huh? Okay, so here's what's going to happen. As we inhale, we're going to reach the arms up, let them cross at the top. As we exhale, we bend that front knee, come back to Warrior Two. Inhale, take it up, different hand on top. Exhale. This time, when we get to Warrior Two, we're going to stay here. And with each inhale, I'd like you to think about letting the spine get longer. So we are keeping our legs the same, but I'd like you to think about extending the spine. It's going to be a very subtle movement. And then drop your arms down, straighten your legs, turn the toes straight ahead. Another good opportunity to pause and notice. And now we're going to do the other side. So the left toes go that way. They're kind of parallel to this wall behind me. My back toes are coming in. It's like 15 degrees maybe if you had a protractor. We're going to bend that front knee, and we're going to check so it's tracking over toes 2 and 3. It's not coming in, it's not going out. It's keeping that front knee safe. And then once we're there at the right space, we'll add the arms. We'll turn and look over the middle finger of that front hand. So this is our Warrior Two. We inhale, take that sun breath, reach the arms up, cross the wrists. Exhale. Different hand on top. Stay here, Warrior Two. Let the inhale lift that spine a little taller. Exhale, soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. And on your next exhale, float the hands down, straighten the leg. Let's bring those feet back together. Pause and notice how things feel. And we're going to make our way back to our chairs now. Once we come back to our chairs, let's sit to the edge to begin with. We'll use that block pretty soon. So put it down on the floor nearby where you can grab it. Put your feet on the ground. Sit up tall. And let's take our feet just a little wider than our hips today. So this is a wider stance. Let's inhale, find that length, and as we exhale, hinge forward. Nice long spine. Keep that neck in line so the chin is tucked a little bit. And then inhale, come on back up. Okay? That's going to be the motion. We inhale, get long. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, push into the feet, come on back up. Take it forward. Now, next time we come up to seated, we're going to pause there. We're going to add on just a little bit of arms. So we inhale, get ready. As we exhale, we're going to come forward. We'll bring one hand up into cactus. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, other hand up into cactus. Keep going like that. You only have to go as far forward as is comfortable. Core is working here. Bring that belly button back to the spine as we exhale. We're going to do one more like that, alternating. So one more round each side. And now we're going to do both arms. So hinge forward, take it to cactus. Come on back up. Take it to cactus on the exhale. Hinge forward. Come on back up. Last one. We're going to take it to cactus on that exhale, and we're going to stay here. Push into the feet. Let the spine be long. Keep that neck in line so that chin needs to come down. You don't want to crank your head back. Feel the sitting bones on the chair. Feel the feet on the floor. And then push into the feet. Let the hands come down. Take an exhale here. Bring those feet back together. Grab your support. Go to the back of the chair. So I'm bringing my feet to my connection to the earth. Let's turn the palms up into the lap. Soften or close the eyes. And take a moment now to notice how you feel now. Notice what the breath is like now. And then we're going to wiggle our fingers, pick up the hands, turn the hands at the wrists. Go in both directions. And then come up onto the toes, lifting the heels. And then lower the heels back to the floor, the block. And let's move forward to the edge of the chair one last time, connecting to the earth. Let's open the arms wide, that gesture of welcome. And then bring the palms together. Palms come together right in front of the heart, right at the midline. Sit up tall. Let the thumbs rest here right on the sternum. It's telling you, there's the middle. We're not going past it right now. Tuck your chin and recall that intention that you said at the beginning of our class. And then thank yourself for taking time out of your busy day to practice chair yoga. Thank you for practicing with me. It's my hope that this practice can help us build our resilience to take on the challenges of the weeks and the months ahead. Stay well, my friends. I hope to see you soon.